Hi, good evening and welcome to KB classes. So, today we are here for yet another exciting session, and today's session is about freehand drawing, right? Freehand drawing and sketching. So, a lot of you students came up with queries, a lot of you who had cleared their class 10th, right? And they had come up with certain queries that what are the prerequisites of any design entrance exam. Of course, it is your creativity and your drawing skills. So the next question is, how do we start working on our drawing skills? Now this is a very common problem and a common query amongst a lot of students, and here we are today to help you guys out, and I hope all of you are doing well. And once again, welcome to KP classes, and let's get started with today's exercise. Okay, so here the first thing that we need to keep in mind when we are talking about freehand sketching is that sketching and drawing is all about your observation skill, how you understand a specific information, whatever you are seeing in front of you, how well you can understand that particular information and put it on paper, and your skill of hand, eye and mind coordination, right? If these things are in sync, you should be able to draw very well, right? You should be able to learn how to draw very well. So first of all, certain stationaries are very important. Okay, so please make sure that you buy your proper stationaries. If you had seen our previous videos, you will get a lot of information about the kind of stationery that you need to use, right? And sir had already spoken about it earlier. So also, viewers who are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Also download our app. It's by the name of KP Classes Exam Prep. You will get a lot of benefits on those particular apps, and you can also get in touch with us on the numbers which have been mentioned below. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I generally draw with these mechanical pencils. It's very easy. I don't really recommend you any particular brand, because I'm okay with all the brands and everything, because not everybody will be going for a particular brand, right? There will be people who will be using Staedtler pencils, there will be students who will be using Nataraj or Apsara pencil, which are equally good. So I'm absolutely fine with it, and I like to use a lot of different brands so that even I'm accustomed to them. Okay, so first of all, first thing is, I have taken a rough sheet. Okay, I have taken this rough sheet, or you can also take newspapers and start with just basic freehand line drawing exercises. Okay, now this is really amazing. So you don't really have to think about perfection. You just go on making lines freehand on a piece of paper, right? So you can use newspapers, you can use any particular rough sheet, you can use one sheet again and again. There's no problem in that. It's just that when you use a paper which is less, has less number of lines and everything, you yourself can see the lines that you're drawing. Okay, be very fast in it. diagonal lines. Okay, also draw some curves, circles. I always like to use whenever I am doing these exercises, line drawing exercises, I like to use a 10B pencil. Reason being, I'm not using my mechanical pencil, because when I'm doing it, no, I'm like applying a lot of force. I'm doing it quickly. I'm applying a lot of force. So this is more helpful. Your mechanical pencil will might break, right? So for example, if you have to join 2 points, so what you need to do is, if there are 2 points, you just have to hover your hand, your palm on top of it, and then just draw the line, right? If you have 2 particular points, just do it, try to gauge and then draw it. Okay, so why are we doing this particular exercise? For students who are new to our channel, you must have seen a lot of our other videos also. We always recommend these kind of exercises because it is like your warm-up session. When you go to a gym, when you exercise, you start with warm up, right? You start with practice and everything. So the exactly same thing we are doing over here. We are warming it up. We are accustoming our hands to draw certain lines, curves, right? Straight lines, etc. And also remember, while you are drawing or sketching or drawing lines, you are not just moving your fingers, you are moving the whole thing. You're moving this palm, all your force is coming from the shoulders. You'll feel it. If you feel the force, if you feel the control coming from the shoulder, then remember that you are on the right track. Okay. Yeah, so this is one of the first steps, and then let's start with certain other exercises. So I always recommend students to draw certain things which are more or less in the form based. Okay, for example, either a cuboid or a cube or those sort of things. So, and start with drawing things that are there in front of you. Okay, for example, I have kept this particular block in front of me, then I have a lot of stationaries which are there in front of me, so maybe I'll start drawing those things, right? And since we are doing freehand, I would recommend you that for today, do not use your eraser too much, right? Let's do things in a most organic manner and freehand and see how it goes. So for example, I have kept a glass over here, I have kept this block, so I'm just observing them and drawing. So start with the placement. Again, do not use your scale eraser, right? I would not recommend them. If you are making a mistake, it's okay. You will make a mistake and you will try and rectify your mistake also. Just that I am keeping in mind the proportions and all. start with as many objects that you see in front of you. Right, so I have something, this sort of a structure, so I'm simply sketching what I see. As I told you, try not to use your erasers and all. If you want, you can draw these things. At times these quick sketches can also be drawn using a pen. Again, why are we doing this particular exercise? So these freehand sketches and these exercises where you're not using your eraser and all just helps you to build up your confidence, right? It helps you to build up your confidence, your speed. Here you're not worried about perfection much. Right, so accordingly I have some other objects also. For example, if I have to make another, say I'm making a composition of a wine glass and some grapes and strawberries, so even if you are making a mistake, it's okay, right? Because the lines are very light, so you can definitely manipulate that later. So I hope these videos prove helpful to all you guys, right? Because you are preparing for your entrance exam. It can be CEED, it can be NID, it could be NIFT or architecture or NATA, right? But these are certain basic things that can be helpful for everybody, each and every student who are preparing for a specific course, right? Okay, so I made a very basic composition sorts. Again, let's keep it freehand, very minimalistic shading, not trying to do it like in a very perfect manner, because this is just to understand these quick sketches in freehand drawing. These are just to understand, you're making thumbnails, like, right? For example, you're making a thumbnail and you're seeing that, okay, whether I can get this thing right or not, and then you maybe draft it on a better sheet or a better paper, like your final concepts and all. So it's basically to get a hang of what needs to be done. Let's come to the strawberry. Okay, we here. So you have seen strawberry, the texture, right? All of you might remember. So let's create the texture over here. So if you, I mean, again, I'm just making that particular pattern. It follows a pattern, okay? Remember that whenever you're observing any object in front of you, whether it's a fruit, it's a man-made object or a leaf or something, always check the patterns and the attributes. What are the attributes, right? What do they look like and things like that. That's what observation is all about, and that's why when you do your quick sketching, you're actually enhancing your observation and enhancing, I mean, you're able to recall it much better, right, when you have observed it and when you have sketched it. So here I'm making, right, so I'm using a little bit of shading. Okay, you can make it even more darker because strawberry has a very nice dark color, so the value is high. It's not something like a very light sort of a shade. So if you want, you can make it even more darker. Here I have just made the shade, so I'm just assuming that it's kept on a, on a particular surface, and there's some shade which is forming, right? You can extend it over here also. this particular part. So as soon as you give like a dark because whatever object you see, there's a very dark line underneath it, right underneath it. Okay, so as soon as you give that, you automatically give a very quick lift to your object drawing sketch. Okay, again I'll just do the shading of the leaves, and yeah, that's quite about it. So you need to just get the hang of what you are making. Okay, I can even darken it out a little bit. I'm using a 10B pencil now. You can use a 6B or a 4B depending upon your comfort level also. That also matters a lot. Try out different pencils. Just don't stick to one particular pencil. Try out different pencils and see which makes you comfortable, which gives a desired quality. Okay, sorry. Then you have the grapes. Now again, grapes, I am assuming that these are those very dark purplish grapes, not the green ones. So the value is little higher, right? Also, I am leaving a particular area in middle because it's very smooth surface and there is a certain amount of shine in it, right, wherever the light falls. So again, this particular way you are just and I'm just darkening out the negative area. Okay, so space in between maybe two grapes, that I'm darkening it out, so automatically you get a very 3D feel to it. Right. So again, we are doing these sort of sketches not to gain like too much of perfection over here, but to observe and to get that hang of whatever you are working on, right? So try to also take up some, like on a plain sheet. One very useful exercise is, for example, drawing cylinders. A lot of people, students, they find certain things difficult over here, especially this part, the upper part of a cylinder, right? So try and draw cylinders freehand. If you have a problem drawing cylinders and you have a problem with their symmetry, always draw a line in the middle. Right, so you can see my hand movement. Keep it very light, keep it continuous. Right, on a piece of paper, on a single sheet, try to draw as many articles as possible. So I hope these exercises prove useful to you guys. People who are new to drawing and everything, please work on these particular tricks. Okay, it's really useful for you. Not only just cylindrical, also, yeah, I was just thinking, what if a cylinder is kept in a diagonal position? Tapering it a little bit. Right, so observe those kind of things and try to draw them as much as possible. Like one thing which I find very exciting to draw is also bamboo. So look at natural articles, look at man-made articles, and follow the process of doodling, freehand drawing. Do not get into the habit of picking your eraser each and every time you get a wrong you make a wrong sketch or something. It's okay, it's absolutely fine to make those mistakes, right? You need to have that particular control. Different sort of line quality also matters, right? Now everywhere we don't use the similar kind of lines. For example, if I am making a leaf, like say I want to make a leaf or something, not necessary that you always make a very dark lines or something. You can have thick and thin lines depending upon the quality of that particular leaf, right? So work with different aspects, right? See what sort of a drawing you are working on, you are getting, and let's make maybe a flower and see how it comes. So again I'm making a hibiscus. And don't restrict your freehand sketching only to objects and flowers and plants and leaves, etc. Try even to capture certain scene or landscape as well. I think that will be really very interesting. So here I would just tell you guys, if you have seen the illustrations of Malguri Days, the illustrator who did all the illustration for Malguri Days, so just look at those particular illustrations. They are beautiful. You can get the whole feel of it. They are very very quickly done, and it captures movement, it captures a particular scene in a very very beautiful manner, right? So get into that habit. I'm sure you guys will really benefit from those particular things. And quick sketching, freehand sketching also gives you time to capture certain thing, like when you are doing a live sketch, right? Like you're sitting on maybe a beach or a railway station or a cafe, and you see something interesting and you want to sketch that particular scene live. So these sort of freehand sketching also helps you to work in those particular conditions, right? So it is again, please follow these particular styles and steps that I have told you, right? And draw as much as you can. Do not use your eraser all the time. It's okay to make mistakes and all. And get into that habit, okay, of looking at something, memorizing it, and then trying to sketch that particular thing out from your memory. It's really useful. Also take care that you don't make very very dark lines, okay? Just make very light lines initially and then darken them out as and when you are completing your work and all, right? Whatever scene you're drawing, whatever objects or forms you are trying to draw, just keep those particular things in mind, okay? So I hope this session was useful for all of you, and you are preparing, your preparations are going well along with us. Please do subscribe to our channel, because as I told you earlier, we will be coming up with lot of these live sessions every week, okay? And if you have certain queries, you can always put them on the comments below, and we'll be happy to help you out. So let's end this session over here. It was great interacting with all of you, and I hope this was useful, and all the best to all of you students, okay? I'll see you in the next session, and till then, bye and have a great evening.